I'm Ray and this is TinyTableGames. Thanks for clicking on the video. Like and subscribe if you haven't already if you enjoyed the stored content and help my channel grow. Today we're doing another round of Lorcana, the Illuminator's Quest Palace Heist. It comes with 2 decks, so 2 people can play at the same time against Jafar, or you can try individual one deck after the other against Jafar. The game warns you that if you get past the easy level, which we did not, we got clobbered last time, that the deck is not well tuned to beating Jafar in this game. So it's kind of a hint of how to play the game, if you will, with the deck that they put in there, but it's not designed as a killer deck to get the job done and knock him out on the hard level. That said, we lost using Goofy and I forget the other kid, the dog from that Hero movie. But anyway, in this one it is Pinocchio and Elsa, which will be strange. But in any case, let's get started and see if we can do better and steal Jafar's crown. And as before, here's the board that the game comes with. Jafar will be drawing 2 cards per turn. Because it's an automated system, as it were, there's specific rules on how that works. Basically, he draws 2 cards and plays every card in his hand. If he doesn't have the ink to cast it, the card goes to the inkwell. And he never has to tap cards in his inkwell exhaust cards in his inkwell. He just has to have that quantity there. Whoever has the Crown Reforged picks up 2 lore at the start of their turn. The problem we ran into last game is every location blocks you from being able to steal the crown. You have to clear out the locations and then have one of your characters go questing for it, and then you can get the crown and pick up 2 lore. If he gets to 40, he automatically wins the game. When he gets to 20, he starts drawing more cards. If you're playing a harder difficulty level, he'd be drawing more cards per turn, and you'd lose even faster. But that said, let's get started. So Jafar always starts the game, so he automatically gets 2 lore right off the bat, because he has the crown the reforged crown, I should say. At that point, it would be resetting his play area if there was anything to reset, but there isn't on this turn. And then he would resolve all the stuff, the active characters in play. Next up is drawing. So the first card he draws is the Cobra Pit, which costs 2. He can't cast it yet, so it goes to his inkwell. And the Royal Armory, which he also can't do anything with, which is just as well, because it's an obstacle, which is another thing we'd have to spend time doing 6 damage to get rid of it. And it resists damage. So that would be a giant pain, so I'm really glad to see that go into the inkwell right off the bat. And now, it is the player turn. And on the player's turn, you pretty much do it as standard. Draw 7. And this deck's all shuffled up. I have no idea what's going to be in it, other than Pinocchio and Frozen themed stuff. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we shall see how it plays out. Let's see. Anna's really powerful. Don't really want to ink her, but we got to toss somebody in the inkwell. You may put a card from your hand into your inkwell face down and exert it. Well, that's kind of a neat ability. Yeah, I think we'll ink the they never come back thing. That's just kind of grim to start with. Okay. With that done, we now have enough to cast Whatever Has Memory. Look at the top 4 cards, put 1 on top of their deck and the rest on the bottom. Obviously, we'll be targeting our own deck for that. Let's see, which one's going to be helpful? Although he does 2 lore, which is pretty nice for only 4. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. We'll put Bruni on top. We can't use him quite yet, but he seems kind of handy. All right, and that's the end of the turn. So it goes back to Jafar. We don't have any anything to take with it yet, so he gains 2 more lore, so he's already at 4 lore, and he hasn't even done anything yet. Nothing to reset. 2 cards. His first card is, and I've shuffled these a lot, another location that's a trap. Happily, he can't use that one either. And this one, which is a 0 cost to the ink moat. Don't get overconfident. They won't all be this easy. Great. So now we'll have to conquer the ink moat before we can steal the crown back. That's it for his turn. We refresh our ink, draw a card. Hey, what a surprise. It's Bruni. We are going to put... That's interesting. like to hang on to Anna. And there's that Pinocchio. Sir Pellinor. Yeah, you're getting inked, buddy. And our only 2 cost is typo. So inking for bringing him into play. And when you play this character, you may put a card from your hand into your inkwell, face down, obviously, and exerted. And so in that case, I think we are going to 4, 3, and 3, 6. So tempting to hang on to that one, just in case. So we're going to drop Ben, the eccentric robot. So, but at least it gave us 1 extra card in our inkwell, which is pretty nice. We can't quest with him this turn. We have to wait until next turn. If it were magic, we'd call it summoning sickness, but it's not. So that's the end of the turn. Goes back to Jafar, who automatically picks up still 2 more. And his first card is 2 points, which is a Treasure Guardian. And because we're playing Jafar's Throne Room, his character is coming to play Exerted, thankfully. The Throne Room's a tough card. 3 attack, 5 defense. Illumineers can't use battleground abilities. Yikes. And his second card is too expensive for him. Thank goodness. So he's got 4 ink in his inkwell now. Back to the good guys. We refresh. Let's see what we got here. Into the Unknown. A character with cost 3 or more can sing the song for free. I'm not sure that I need that, honestly, at this time. So maybe we'll put that in the inkwell for 4. Let's see. Evasive, got to keep real quiet. Once during your turn, whenever you're ready this character, you may draw a card. That's real tempting. I think we're going with that. So we're going to spend all 4 to bring Pinocchio into play, just because he has 0 attack strength, which is not helpful, but we can gain lore off of him and then use him to the Jafar's Throne Room ability to, for 3 lore, we can do 5 damage, which will be enough to knock out the moat. At the moment, we will have a little Tipo there, quest for 1 lore. We could do damage to the moat, but it's going to be faster to gather 3 lore that way and then nuke him. And that's the end of the turn. Jafar jumps to 8. It readies this. Now the rules for Jafar, once he has stuff in there, if there's an exert cost, he automatically exerts it. If they quest, they do. And he can quest, so he will. So that gives him 1 more. So he's up to 9 now. And now he draws. First card, Giant Hourglass for 6. Happily, he only has 4 in there, but now he's got 5. And this one, Gazim, Ruthless Ruffian, Fighting Dirty. He deals 2 damage to each opposing damaged character. Happily, no one is damaged, otherwise that would be terrible. But he is tough, and he gains 2 lore per turn, which is really bad. As you can see, he's well on his way to winning the game already. All right, so back to us. This goes very fast. We have 1 whole lore to his 9. Draw a card. Once during your turn, whenever you ready this character, you may draw a card. So we'll draw 1 extra card because of Pinocchio. And we got the knock. I'm not sure how great that is, but it's a start. Rider, 3, 4. Okay. Okay, Rider's getting inked. We're gonna bring in Bruni as planned. How much ink do we have now? Should be 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So all but 1 to bring Bruni in. And Pinocchio and Tipo, we're both going to quest, so that'll be 3 lore. 1, 2, 3, that brings us to 4.
Actually that was dumb. We'll just have Pinocchio quest for that.
which brings us to 3 lore. We'll use all 3 to activate the Jafar's Throne Room ability, which does 5 damage to the ink mote, which gets rid of it. So that goes into the discard. Move the box over here. And now we can quest with Tipo to grab the crown, because there's nothing blocking our path. Phew! Getting it out of his hand is kind of important. Now there's several cards that he could play that will immediately give it back to him, but at least that slows it down. And that's the end of our turn. Back to Jafar's turn. He does not automatically get 2 more lore. These cards reset. They will both immediately quest for 3 more lore. So from 9 up to 12. And now he draws. And Abu. Ouch. 6/6. Good grief. I didn't know Abu was that tough. He has, I believe, 5 ink also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, so he can cast Abu. And here's his second card. Shadow Sleuth Basil. I thought Basil was a good guy. Hero Illusion, that's why. Alright. So that's not great news. We may have to take out some of these people. Start of our turn, we automatically gain 2 lore because we have the crown now. The ink resets. These guys all reset, which means we draw 1 extra card. Thank you, Pinocchio. Okay. Hey, there's another Anna. When you play this character, choosing an opposing character can't ready at the start. Oh, well, that's helpful. Okay, we're gonna ink this guy. Whenever this character quests, you may add their attack to another chosen character this turn. That's pretty tempting. But for the moment, we will use this version of Anna. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, we could go 5, 6 and just get the horse. Except it'll let us transfer damage. We don't have any damage, but tough call. And freezing somebody is probably more useful to us at this point. Ironically, it's Anna, not Elsa doing it. But anyway, so we'll put Anna Icebreaker down for 4. When you play this character, opposing character can't be rated at the start of their turn, which is awesome. And we will say it is Abu. So I'll turn him upside down so we remember. And let's see. These guys are built to quest, not really to fight anybody. Well, they could take out Basil. It's not worth the effort. So questing, so that's 4. So that brings us up to 6. And then we will burn 3 to use the power again to nuke one of these guys, because it does 5 damage to them. And in this case, we will take out Gazim, because he's dangerous. And we will also quest with the little guy for 1 more. So we're 4 lore overall, which is not great, but at least we're making progress. And there's nothing else we can do. We got 2 ink left, but it doesn't matter. We still have the crown over here. Pull this deck back a little bit so you can see. So that's everybody except Anna, which we can't use this turn. So back to Jafar, who does not automatically get 2. He resets, he does not reset, and he does reset. None of them have special abilities, so he picks up 2 lore from these 2 guys questing, so he goes to 14. And he draws the Royal Armory. Mumble, mumble. So there, we gotta knock that out. But at least we already have the crown and another Treasure Guardian. Okay, well, great. But at least we're still holding the crown, so it's back to us. So we pick up 2 lore automatically. That brings us up to 6. So there's the reset there. These all reset. Thanks to Pinocchio, we draw a second card. Otherwise, we'd really be in trouble at this point. Okay. Up to 2 chosen characters can't ready at the start of their next turn, draw a card. We're definitely using this one right now. 1, 2, 3. So spend 3 ink, which is now off camera. And play They Never Come Back. And we will target this one again. And let's say this one. So they don't ready, and we draw a card. So here's what our hand looks like now. Okay. And that cost us, what, 3 ink to cast? And we have 3 ink left in the well, and we have the ability to put 1 in the well still. This turn, there's Anna, there's that guy. Those are all really good options. 3, 6, and a challenger. That's awesome. I think we're going to ink Sven. Although he can challenge, and he's a very high defense. Actually, we may not... How much ink do we have left? 3. And we got a total of 6. So if we go with 7, because him being able to have such a high defense is really nice. Although Sisu also has a high defense and has challenge. So he's actually better than Sven. Bye-bye, Sven. So that leaves us with 4 ink, which is not enough to put any of these out this turn, but it will be next turn. Because we will be at 7. So, questing, all for lore. Not even going to try to attack these guys at the moment. So that's 6 more lore. That brings us to 12. 13 with the little guy. And now we will burn 3 lore down to 10 to nuke the Treasure Guardian. We're going to lose the crown again at some point, which is going to stink, but I thought we might as well clear a few of these things out before then. So that's the end of our turn. Everything's tapped out pretty much. Excuse me, exhausted. We got these 3 cards left in our hand, waiting for the next one. These 2 do not reset thanks to They Never Come Back, which is kind of a grim card, really. End of statement. What's even the flavor text on that? You boys have had your fun, now pay for it. Yikes. Good old kid movies. All right, so Basil will quest for 1 because that's what he does. And the first card is another Basil. And the second card is Disastrous Sandstorm. Each Illumineer banishes 1 of their items or locations. I have no items nor locations, so thankfully, yay for us. A combo of that card and another one in the deck, which was basically tap everybody, and then if they're exhausted, they have to be picked up and drawn back to your hand, is what lost us the game last time. It just wiped the board, and we just could not keep up after that. So here we are, 7 ink. Everybody resets. Thanks to Pinocchio, we draw twice. So we got 3, draw 2. Thank you, Pinocchio. Ice Spikes. Ooh. Exert chosen opposing character. Exert each chosen opposing item. I don't know that that's helpful. We're going to ink that. Let's see. Now we are going to summon Sisu right off the bat for 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That leaves us with 3 ink. Oh, we also pick up 2 from the crown. Forgot that. So bring Sisu into play, and she's a challenger. Gets +2, so that'll be nice. Making her a 5/6, so she'll be effective at actually taking these people out, which is awesome. And 1, 2, 3. It's not quite enough, but still worth it to drop the Anna version 2 down there. So short term, questing. So that's 2, 4, 6, 7, and that brings us all the way to 19. Which means we're going to win the game unless Jafar takes the throne back this next turn. So it is his turn. Everything resets. Everything quests. 3, 4, 5. So he goes to 20, which means he's going to draw 3 cards instead of 2 cards. His first card, Destructive Misstep. Lose ward until start of next turn. The Illuminators may choose and banish up to one of his locations. Why, yes, we will. So Destructive Misstep, that didn't work out for him. That was his first card. Second card, when he plays his character, he steals the crown. Mumble, mumble. And the third card, Sudden Power. He gains 2 lore, then put this into his inkwell. 1, 2, and into the inkwell. So he now has 6 cards in his inkwell. Okay. The only good news is there's no location up, so we're still going to win. He does not reset yet. It is our turn, and we reset. And draw 2. I can't imagine anything's going to happen to change the outcome at this point. And oh wow, that's kind of funny. When you played this character, if an opponent has an exerted character in play, gain 1 lore. Huh. That's kind of funny. So I think for 2 ink, just to be funny, we'll play this character and gain 1 lore. And just like that, we won the game. Okay, so there you have a way different outcome than the first game that we played of this. It is easy mode. This deck was obviously far better tuned to dealing with it with higher and just playing good luck on the draws there. Getting Pinocchio out, which allows you to draw a second card, and then having a lot of the 2 lore characters, cranking along, and then not getting unlucky enough to have Jafar keep pulling his I'm taking the crown back cards. So once that happens, it gets really hard to win, as you can see from my first game last time. In any case, that just goes to show you these games can swing back and forth, which is one reason card games are fun and people like them. I really like this Palace Heist version of the 1-player thing. I think it's a fairly well balanced and kind of aggressive. If you use the different settings, the throne room that I used is the easiest one of them all. He starts with more cards drawn and goes faster and faster and faster the higher you go, and you have less abilities. You don't have that 5-point nuke you can use for lore, which makes it a lot harder too, because that's super advantageous. But that said, I hope you enjoyed it, gave you another sense of how the game plays. Obviously, I'm liking the Pinocchio Elsa deck a lot better than the Goofy deck, which is hardly a surprise. Goofy's not my favorite character. Sorry, dude. You can keep the Goofy movie. I don't care for it. Anyway, that said, I am Ray. This is TinyTableGames. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you like it. There'll be more Lorcana coming, I am sure. Please comment down below if there's anything in particular you want to see, and I'll catch you next time. Bonus content. You still there? I hope you are. Don't forget, there is one more thing we have to do since we finally won, and that is the game comes with a sealed special booster saying after you win, you can finally open this and see what's inside, if you dare, which probably makes Jafar's deck even harder. But let's check it out and find out. Spoilers. Okay, this, by the way, is the back side of the player board that we were just looking at, so you can just flip it over and use it for regular games, and it's pretty nice, actually. It's cardboard as opposed to like a mousepad mat, but still, it's nice. But as you can see, be it known the contents shall remain hidden while I, Jafar, am Supreme Sorcerer of Lorcana. Well, you're not anymore because we got the crown from you and won the game. So let's see what card is in here. And I'm trying really hard not to bend whatever is in here because it's really thin. So it's probably just 1 or 2 cards at most. And hey, it is well sealed. I could go get scissors, but what fun would that be? Although I may have to go get scissors. All right, now where was I? Oh yes, scissors, haha, nicked it. Just a tiny bit in the corner to give us a head start. Because obviously, use scissors very cautiously when you're opening little pieces of paper. Oh, that's interesting, it looks like a rule change. Aladdin clutched the Hexwell crown as the facade of Jafar's palace crumbled behind them, and Arcasia's palace was restored to its former glory. Against the odds, the Illumineers and Glimmers had dethroned the false sultan. Now all that remained was for Arcasia to destroy the dangerously powerful Hexwell crown, a task she entrusted to her Glimmer and dear friend, Archimedes. Oh, there's a picture of the palace blowing up with the Aladdin and crew running away. And look, we got Archimedes.